Hi, we're here with Kim Moore, the author of Unlock, A Secret to Lasting Intimacy. Now, Kim, I hear you're a real powerhouse on the topic of intimacy in marriage. I mean, some might say that your revolutionary research on the Song of Solomon has made you a thought leader on biblical romance.
Wow, I don't really know how to take that, but thank you.
Well, you know, I'm really interested on how your infatuation with the Song of Solomon even started.
Well, it basically started because I was a 19-year-old bride. My husband came to me 6 months after we were married and asked me if I was gay. And the whole premise of that was just I had so many religious hang-ups, and so I sought help in several different venues. And one of those things was I found a little paperback on the Song of Solomon, and little did I know that 43 years later, I would be in this kind of a relationship with the song.
The Song of Solomon is never talked about. It's kind of like glossed over. It's never spoken about in church. It's never talked about in small groups. I think most people don't know what this book is about. Kim just kind of like uncovered it and unpacked it and dissected it, and it was just very fascinating.
That's awesome. Well, what makes this different than any other book on the Song of Solomon?
Well, there's a lot of things that make it different. One of the biggest things is I had done tons and tons of research online, read lots of different authors and books on their interpretations of the Song of Solomon, and all of them were different. Some of them contradicted each other. I just was not happy with any of the interpretations there were. At one point, I was kind of angry at God, and I was like, why in the world did you give us a book that we can't understand? What good is that? And all I heard him say was, it's a wedding. And so that started me on this research of ancient Middle Eastern wedding customs.
I love those customs. Those customs have faded away. The preciousness of the bride waiting for the groom coming first and, giving his bride a gift and say, I'll come back for you. And then he goes and prepares a house with his father.
And I found it really interesting that you studied every single word of the Song of Solomon in Hebrew.
I did.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I thought the book was about ready to be published, and I was ready to send it to an editor. But I heard this voice say, I really want you to read the whole thing. And I was like, I didn't hear that. I didn't want to hear that. But it bugged me. It wouldn't leave me. So I did. And I studied every single word, and I found some of the most amazing things. And the thing that was really scary about that, well, this was going to test my theory on the ancient Hebrew customs, because if the meanings of the Hebrew didn't match, I was in trouble, and yet about 80% of the Hebrew matched my theory.
Wow.
And I love the carry. The carry is one of my favorite. They're going to lift the bride up and carry it up toward their wedding feast. The bridegroom would go home to the father's house, build the wedding chamber, and I loved how the father, and only the father, knew, son, go get your bride. That gave me goosebumps.
What do you want your readers to take away from your book?
The Song of Solomon is very, very erotic, but to actually see sex in the Bible, to see the actual consummation of the marriage in black and white, I think it's extremely liberating for a lot of people who've maybe been brought up with it being taboo, or sex is dirty, or like I was, and give marriages the freedom to have fun and be creative in the bedroom.
Like so many other women, I was struggling in my marriage with the whole concept of being a Christian and understanding the marriage bed. I could not believe what the Lord gave her in the Song of Solomon and the interpretation. It blew my mind.
Definitely the husbands will be interested as well. It's a good conversation.
Sorry, I'm embarrassed. I'm blushing.
I had a hard time putting it down. Powerful, powerful book.
This is something that needs to be in every church across America and beyond. You need to read the book, and I suggest you do that maybe even a couple of times. And it was eye-opening. It was absolutely eye-opening.
Well, Kim, I'm so happy we had a chance to talk today. If you would like to know more about Kim's book, or if you would like to have Kim come and speak at your church or ladies retreat, go to kimmoore.net.